La lumière danse dans ses yeux. Elle cache un secret envieux. Chaque matin, un nouveau mystère. Mademoiselle vit sans frontières. Des murmures, des contes d'ombre. Elle marche comme un rêve sombre. Tous les jours, un chapitre écrit. Des légendes que le jour nie. Oh, Mademoiselle raconte ta saga. Les histoires que personne ne voit. Dans la nuit, tu dévoileras les secrets cachés sous ta soie. Un sourire garde des énigmes, des mots doux aux limites abîmes. Elle joue avec le quotidien, transformant tout en destin. Les reflets cachent des vérités que personne ne peut interpréter. Dans son regard mystifié, un monde entier à déchiffrer. Mademoiselle raconte ta saga, les histoires que personne ne voit. Dans la nuit, tu dévoileras les secrets cachés sous ta soie.
Greetings, Saga Lovers. Welcome to our Saga Reveal. I am your host, Madem-Oiselle. Please hit the like button, subscribe for notification, and share. Get in. I am here cozy with my tea, like always. We are live on the tube, so let's chat and gab. So basically, here we are back in the time, the Roman times, where things were done differently. Times where people had no morals, no scruples. Sorry, I forgot we were on Rico Time here. And it is week 3 of Sean Combs' trial, which is the United States versus Sean Combs. So here we are. Let's get on with the day. And let me share my screen with you. Week 3. We are here. Let's get these going. I hope y'all had a couple of great days. So, did he? Well, did he or not? We are here to find out what Capricorn to Maya, what they all have to say. Alrighty. Here we are. Week 3. United States versus Combs, Part 5. And thanks to Mr. Matthew Russell Lee, Inner City Press. Started on May 30th, 2025. May God bless you and protect you, Angel. So chapter 1 will be a blurred social media to Trump on pardon. Chapter 2, Capricorn Clark. Number 1. Well, I would say part 1. So then we got Chapter 3, the 10th day of trial, May 27th, 2024. Chapter 4, Capricorn Clark, day 2. Well, I would say chapter 2 again. And then we got chapter 5, arson investigator Jimenez. And we got chapter 6, stylist Dante Nash. We got chapter 7, 11th day of the trial, May 28th, 2025. And then chapter Maya 1 and 12th day, chapter 9 of the trial will be May 29th. We got Maya on chapter 10, part 2. We got chapter 11, 13th day of trial, May 30th, 2025. And Trump's ever looming chapter 12, a blurred social media 2, Trump on pardon. Haha, nice joke. Good job, social media, whatever. Move along. In the Sean Combs trial, third week, some came to be seen and came to be heard and not seen. Certainly not portrayed. So here we go. Let's start over. In Sean Combs' trial, third week, some came to be seen and came to be heard, but not seen. Certainly not portrayed. We were told to call her Maya, but the prosecutors elicited from her which Combs Enterprise entity she co-founded, and knowing her name was not difficult, but we did not report it. But it's here. Maybe they need to know. Her story, haltingly told, was depressing. She had wanted to be arts and was soon in a cult of or work farm, kept awake for 5 days straight, told not to leave Combs' house, to not lock the door to the bathroom. To the bedroom. He came in and AR'd her. It happened again on a jet plane twice. So if it happened twice, how many more did this happen? Maya's story is a sad story already. And then we got, what could Brian Steele do with this? Because Brian Steele is a very good lawyer from Georgia. And people think you might get him out, but you can't get out people out of things that was already done. And let's keep at it. One imagined them focused on the RICO charge, saying it hadn't been made out, no matter the involvement of D-Rock and Uncle Polly and those who swept the hotel. Capricorn Clark was questioned with a lie detector for 5 days in an empty office on Broadway, threatened with be thrown in the East River. Oh my God, what do we got? Coercion, right? That's all they need, these prosecutors. A pattern. Pattern is what gets people in trouble. And that's people's life routines on threatening people, using employees. Let's keep at it. The East River. Poor girl. Maya, you were strong. And unfortunately, you had to go through horrible things for someone that might have deserved it, but also didn't really deserve it. But still, she went back. But it doesn't mean that she deserves what's happened. The defense pointed out Still, she came back and asked for a job. Reference was made to an autistic son. It was depressing. Deontay Nash called Maureen Comey girl. He came in on high platform shoes and walked and talked over Xavier Donaldson's question. He had appeared for one of his trial prep sessions with Maureen while flying high, memorizing in the 3500. But what about Maya? That question echoes as through an empty office building on Broadway. Riker Island faced the East River. The MDC faces the harbor. And this case is federal. Then Combs still asked again and again about gushing Instagram posts she read out in a troubling, chipper voice, of course, but still, it doesn't mean anything. Mr. Bryan, people didn't post their low points back then, she said. No, but she couldn't post anything negative against her boss. Remember, she was cleaning up for all the bad stuff that was already from the hotel, so nobody go post anything. And then she can't. Come on, just go read her MD, but you don't have access to that, do you? All right, and now at week's end, as Maya was cross-examined, about posts in which her face was blurred, Trump was asked about and dodged on a possible BS pardon for Combs. See a last entry in this book. We'll get there. Chapter 2, Capricorn Clark. I was living in the Bronx, all into Foxy Brown and Redman, when a headhunter said I should work for Sean Combs. And that was it. Until I got accused of stealing Jacob the Jeweler's zircon after a white party in the Hampton. 5 days tied to a lie detector. A man as big as 2 linebackers said I could be thrown in the East River. And then it was over. You don't know how to please a man. Because you ain't a man. You're a weirdo. Okay, sorry guys. And that's why you ain't got one. Oh, you're a fine one to talk. You're a little too fine here, okay? He said to us. Well, absolutely. QED. Very, very, very bad to your own people that you want to give jobs to, eh? So much for Black excellence and mediocrity, Combs. He told me I should have told him about Cass and Cuddy. Others said I should tell the police. Yeah, I would say that. You should have told the police too. No one understands me. Oh yeah, we ain't you. And that's for real. Chapter 3, 10 Day of Trial and May 27, 2024. Judge Subramanian. I see you burned the midnight oil over the weekend. And let me see if I can make this a little bigger. Okay, you know what? Hold on. Go back. Yeah. Okay. Let's leave it there. So, Judge Subramanian. I see you burned the midnight oil over the weekend. What about the DNA question? Assistant U.S. Attorney goes. Investigator Jimenez's knowledge of his is extremely limited. Judge, but didn't he ask the serologist if any DNA test was done. Assistant U.S. Attorney goes, but not the results. You just asked if it was done. Assistant U.S. Attorney goes, yes, there was a partial profile from the glass bottle in the car. But investigator Jimenez does not know what that means. But there, judge goes, you don't object to the report coming in, only what Mr. Agnifilo will ask. Assistant U.S. Attorney goes, we do object to the report coming in. Combs' lawyer goes, he got the result back. If the DNA came back with Sean Combs' DNA, this investigation would have gone in a different direction, but it was consistent with a female contributor, judge goes. So it's not whether the result was accurate, only the impact. Judge, I'm going to overrule the objection, but I'll hear you at sidebar after the direct. Assistant U.S. Attorney goes, this DNA issue can be misled. The jury, blah, 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 can mislead the jury. Agnifilo goes, we could prove this put through the serologist. This is fair game for this witness. Judge, for now the objection is overruled. Judge, what about the summary charge? When are they being offered? Assistant U.S. Attorney goes, some early next week, other along with our second to last witness before we rest our case. Judge, bringing a bank and phone records and text is okay. Bringing in bank and phone records and text is okay, but some text threads are already in. Assistant U.S. Attorney goes, the summary charge will save time, as they did in the ex-Senator Mob Menendez case. Hold on, I just want to check something, guys. Okay, yeah, I needed to put my volume a bit. Let me know if y'all hear me good. Let me check here. Yeah, all good. Judge goes, that leaves us with the objection to Dr. Hugh. Is the U.S. going to respond? Assistant U.S. Attorney goes, yes. Judge, submit your response by tomorrow, they say. He said. So judge goes, now as to Mr. Mescudi testimony, which seemed like an opinion, how is it admissible given the requirements of Rule 701? Assistant U.S. Attorney goes, we'd like to look at the case submitted by the defendant, then put in a letter. Judge, okay, bring in the jury. Ooh, bring in the jury. So that's what they're going to do with Mr. Cuddy's testimony. They're going to submit a letter at the end for that one. So jury enters and the judge goes, welcome back, calling your next witness. The assistant U.S. Attorney calls Capricorn Clark. Where did you grow up? And she said, born in San Francisco, moved to LA, worked for Def Jam, then some Death Row Records at the late 90s, a gangster rap label. Assistant U.S. Attorney goes, what was your relation to Suge Knight? Capricorn said, he was the father of my child. Oh, Assistant U.S. Attorney goes, and then you worked for Sean Combs. Capricorn Clark said, yes, he is over there in a blue sweater. I worked for him from 2004 to 2012. Where were, oops, were you kidnapped? She said, yes. Assistant U.S. Attorney goes, kidnapped. Wow. When did you first meet Combs? Capricorn Clark said, when I moved to NYC in 2002, we were super platonic friends. A headhunter said I should work for him as a personal assistant. I did until 2006. Assistant U.S. Attorney goes, your duties. She says, shadow him from wake up. Here we go. So she was following him like a little dog every second from the moment he woke up. And then what? Capricorn Clark. She goes, head of women's for Sean John. Well, that's the price of being the head of a woman for Sean John. Assistant U.S. Attorney goes, how long years the global brand director for Sean Combs? Name and likeliness due diligence to grow the brand. Then I was terminated until 2006. Let me go back. So they ask her, then what? Head of women's for Sean John. Assistant U.S. Attorney says, how long? Capricorn Clark's, a year. Okay, a year. Then global brand director for Sean Combs. Name and likeliness due diligence as well to grow the brand. Oh yeah, there you go. She had to keep his name clean. She can't say anything bad about him. She always had to write good stuff about him. Then she was terminated until 2016 for Cassandra Ventura. Well, that was his new assistant he hired. That's the jobs he gives the assistant girlfriend, whatever he wants to do for his muses. Yeah, we're in Roman time, guys. This is not the 2025. We're traveling back with Diddy, back where Diddy was Caesar. So, did you work in this building? We showed her a photo of Bad Boys, and she said, yes. We moved there 2005. Your first date, where did Mr. Combs take you? Central Park after dark, along with Uncle Polly. He looked like a linebacker. They asked her, does this photo look like him? Capricorn Clark, no. He doesn't have on the blackout shades he wears all the time. Assistant U.S. Attorney, what did Mr. Combs tell you in the park? That since I've worked for Suge Knight, if anything happened, he might have to kill me. Objection. Diddy's lawyers, objection. And then the judge is like, overruled, proceed. U.S. Attorney, how did you take it? Capricorn Clark, seriously. It had gravitas. Assistant U.S. Attorney, how did you react? I said, I didn't have anything to do with that stuff. Objection. Diddy's lawyers again. And judge is like, okay, sustain. Miss Weinstein, Assistant U.S. Attorney goes, they rephrase. What was Polly's role? Capricorn Clark, all aspects of Mr. Combs' movement to keep him safe, I guess. There were also D-Rock, Roger Bond, and Ruben. Assistant U.S. Attorney, who's D-Rock? A good friend of Biggie Small, running back type body. Assistant U.S. Attorney goes, did you ever observe Mr. Combs with a gun? Oops, G-Unit. Well, she said, yes, in my home. You ain't coming to my home if I work for you. What's wrong with you? Boundaries of employees that he's breaching. All right. Assistant U.S. Attorney's like, okay. And did he talk about it? Capricorn Clark goes, Mr. Combe told Chris Lightning he had a gun. He had problems with 50. Penny guy. Oh, Lord. 50. Look at this. Your name is popping in here. It's a good thing you got your back. Where were you ever accused? Were you ever accused of stealing? She goes, yeah, jewelry. It had been given to me. It was on a loan. Assistant attorney goes, it went missing? Yes. What did you do? Capricorn Clark from Torteboro. I called 1440 and told them to lock it down. Assistant U.S. attorney, did Uncle Polly do? What did Uncle Polly do? He questioned me 3 hours. Assistant U.S. attorney goes, you went home? To Queens, yes, with Uncle Polly. Of course, like a good goon. He searched my house. Assistant U.S. attorney goes, where did Uncle Polly take you? Capricorn Clark says her address, 1710. I was dilapidated. She said, it was dilapidated. It was being fixed up, but I didn't know that. Uncle Polly took me to the 6th floor. The door was locked behind us. There was a 6-foot folding table and a heavy-set man with probably the polygraph, the creep. Assistant U.S. attorney goes, can you describe him? She says, 5 of me, the size, 2 linebackers, length. He was chain smoking. Assistant U.S. attorney goes, did Uncle Polly stay? No, she said. Intermediately, he came back. Assistant U.S. attorney goes, what did the heavyset man say? I was there to take a lie detector against her will. Kidnapped. Ooh. There is your patterns. Assistant U.S. attorney goes, what did he say would happen if you fail the lie detector test? Capricorn Clark said that they would throw me in the East River. Agniphalos goes, objection. Can we have a sidebar? Blah, 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 blah. They go and chit chat. And the judge is like, Miss Steiner, you may proceed. What was his demeanor? Very serious. I was terrified. Assistant U.S. attorney's like, did you want to be taken? Did you want to be taking the test? Of course, no, Capricorn Clark said. I was afraid. I was terrified. Assistant U.S. attorney, how was the test? Wire on me and they question you. Did I steal? She said. Assistant U.S. attorney goes, did he tell you the results? Capricorn Clark said. He said to calm down, that he couldn't get a good reading and he might have to throw me in the East River. Look at these threats. Oh my God. Threats and kidnapping. Assistant U.S. attorney goes, anyone else in the building? Okay, she said, not to my knowledge. Assistant U.S. attorney, could you leave? No. Polly said no. Assistant U.S. attorney, what did Polly say at the end? Capricorn Clark is like, that he'd come back the next day to figure this out or his out. We started again. Another lie detector test in the same location all day. Day 2. Were you free to leave? Nope. Assistant U.S. Attorney goes, how long did this go on? 5 days, she responded. Did you tell anyone where you were? They asked. And she said, no, I was just trying to survive. I worked under an NDA. Ba-bang. Here we go. And there. Combs Agnifilo. Objection. We knew that was coming. You could see him standing up, getting all red and sweaty. Judge is like, sustain. Jury should disregard the last answer because that is not something nobody is privy to. And they can't give you those papers. But guess what? The federal government has a authority above those NDAs. And if I'm right, you maybe want to go double check. But here we go. Assistant U.S. Attorney goes, what would have you been doing? Capricorn Clark was like, shadowing Mr. Combs. Assistant U.S. Attorney, what happened after 5 days? Capricorn Clark, that I could return to work, that Mr. Combs would see me the next week. Like nothing happened. Just come back. Make sure they come back. You got their job. Threaten them. Did Mr. Combs ever discuss it with you? No. Assistant U.S. Attorney goes, did you continue to work with Mr. Combs? Capricorn Clark said, if I left, they think I stole. It's kind of stuck. Whatever I did. Assistant U.S. Attorney goes, what were your days like? Capricorn Clark explains from his townhouse at 74th Street and Park in the morning to Daddy's house studio at night. Assistant U.S. Attorney goes, how much sleep did you get? On a good day, 4 hours. Ooh, the working conditions. I would never be able to work for this slave owner. Whoops, sorry guys. On a bad day too, I got a stress condition. I was paid $55K. So $55K would be about, okay, I get it. No, girl, you deserve way more for that, working for someone like that. This is a starting job for anybody who wants to be an executive assistant. Okay? Ridiculous. And you were doing way beyond. You were the little girl everywhere, day and night. That's ridiculous. 50 should have been starting at least 150. When you're living there, you gotta sleep there. You don't have no vacation. Come on. And bonuses. Are you kidding? Watch out, ladies. You better bargain your contract, especially for all this shit. Did you get to signing for an NDA? It has to be way more. Sorry, Capricorn Clark, but we live and learn, all of us. Did Mr. Combs ever discuss it with you? Nope. Why did you continue to work with Mr. Combs? If I left, you think I stole? Okay, yeah, we're back here. Did you get paid overtime? Oh, there we go. No, I spoke to the HR. She said I was owed $80,000. Because that's HR, they know. How did Mr. Combs respond? He ripped up the paper. After you put a proof in his face. A proof is a proof. Oh, who cares? I do what I want because I am Sean Diddy, baby. He ripped up the paper. I wonder if he's ripping up paper in jail. Assistant U.S. Attorney goes, what? Would Mr. Combs stay at hotels? Yes. With whom? Kim Porter, once a week. What names he booked rooms under? She goes, Frank Black and Frank White. He had to use other names for the hotels. Assistant U.S. Attorney goes, and the girlfriends. She said Jackie Star. Where did he stay? Intercontinental, Buckhead in Atlanta, Beverly Hills Hotel in LA. What were in his bags? Clark, a camera, small bottle of the bee oil, and the lube with cameras. All the kid for the voyeur to see more. You can't see that great with his eyes. Seen so much and forever, looking too much. Never got to enjoy shit. Camera every time. Assistant U.S. Attorney goes, what would you be doing? Watching TV, ordering room service, keeping up on sleep. Afterwards, I'd sweep the room for anything left behind. There you go. I'd sweep the room for anything left behind. Cleaning up the crime scene, or I should say evidences. Anybody to talk about it, anybody to find and give bad press. We got a PR job cleaning. And that, by the way, your title should be girl PR on top of that. PR and PR and PR. Extra money on that for cleaning up all that disgust for Caesar. Any damage? She's like, yeah, that oil. How frequently would Mr. Combs stay in hotel with Casey in 2008? Like once a week at l'Hermitage, the London Intercontinental. Several days. The fourth trip. Assistant U.S. Attorney, did he speak to you about his relation with Miss Ventura? Yes. Miss London was there. Chief Jordan in the other room. He called Cassie over, asked her to walk there, hand me that, go back in the other room. Did she? Oh, so she did it? She did it, she said. Yeah, Cassie was treated like that, she said. He called Cassie over, asked her to walk there, hand me that, go back to the other room, disappear. And she disappeared. What did he say? You won't do that. That's why you don't have a man. Oh, so apparently Cassie had a man, guys. Well, we already know he had domestic violence charges. And he likes to beat on girls. So what kind of man likes to beat on girls? Did he? Yeah, that's a man. I don't think any other man want to associate with that man. Assistant U.S. Attorney goes, what did you say? You am of right. Yes, you say that. You am of right. You're right, buddy. You're so right. She's sticking in her head. You goddamn right. Nobody wants to be with a man like you. If you think all the men are like you, well, you know what? Yeah. Good job. Those B girls don't need you. Here we go. You're the one who needs them, clown. Assistant U.S. Attorney, did you observe Combs attain the D word? A girlfriend in New York, in LA from one stop. M, this other drug X, delivered to Puff or me, or to me. Wow. I guess she was also getting the drugs to her through him. Assistant U.S. Attorney goes, did he ask you to get D for him? Yes. The X, guys. He asked her to get the X for him. And that's why he used the people. And if you thought you were going to get treated even better for getting him that, well, guess what? You got hard for that. This is disgusting what this man did to these employees. Again, This is wrong. These are his employees. Cassie was his employee. No such thing as a girlfriend. This is a bullshit nickname story behind the disguise of being a employee, his assistant. She was hired as his assistant. Capricorn Clark goes, assistant U.S. attorney goes, and in the south of France, Capricorn Clark, he asked me to get the C. I said, from who? Assistant U.S. attorney, why? I wasn't going to do it, given how my mother died. Combs Ignifalo, objection, sir, sidebar. And they go in chit-chat again, they're back. Well, assistant U.S. attorney keeps on. Who did Mr. Combs say the D were for? He said, not me. Did you get them? Yes. Through the Spanish security guard. He also got prescription D in my name. And they were in the toiletry bag I carried, or security carried. Ha ha ha. Assistant U.S. attorney goes, what about cash? Capricorn Clark goes, yes, 100,000 euro coming back from Europe. Where'd he get it? Club booking in hotel room. Club bookings in hotel rooms. He'd keep it, then give it to security. Then in his room, personal safe. Assistant U.S. attorney goes, violence, fighting. Mr. Combs goes, Capricorn goes, fighting. And assistant U.S. attorney goes, was Mr. Combs violent with you? Capricorn Clark said, yes. At Star Island, he told me you are not to leave this house. Pharrell Williams was brought in by boat. Interesting how she said it. I returned Mr. Walker to Palm Island. He called and said, where the F are you? You can't have a life. There we go. The threat and the coercion. Capricorn Clark goes, one time I asked the chef if there was turkey bacon. She said, no fucking turkey bacon. I said, I hate it here. The chef told Combs, and he pushed me again and again. What did he say? He said, if you hate it here, get the F out of here. You should have just left. Did you leave your employment? I did. But you returned as global brand director. Why? He was impressed by what I did in the job I'd left for a couple of albums. He said, you would have had to work directly for me. What were you doing for Miss Ventura? Managing her image, maximizing the optic for her. For Sean Combs, he had final approval on everything. He got her back and even closer. Assistant U.S. attorney goes, in LA, where did you live? A gated community. He had followed Kim Porter there. We had followed Kim Porter there. Where was Miss Ventura? What in a gated? They asked her where you lived, and she said, a gated community. We had followed Kim there, so she lived in the same community as Kim. Well, we don't know, but anyways, they asked her, where was Miss Ventura? She was in NYC on West End. She would come to LA and stay with him, or with me, or in a hotel. Who else was Miss Ventura seeing? Scott Cuddy. How did you learn that? She brought him to my apartment. What did she say? She texted me that they were going to this public place in LA. I told her it was a bad idea. Ooh, and deleted the text. Why? Mr. Combs learned about Miss Cuddy. I mean, Mr. Combs paid for my phone and hers. Oh, there you go. So he can see it, he can check it. Aha. That's how we control everybody. Capricorn Clark goes, I took Cassie to Best Buy to get a burner phone for her. Another phone that's not tracked to anybody's account. She's a smart cookie, eh, Capricorn Clark? So they ask her, when did Mr. Combs return to town? Not long after, he took Cassie to a hotel, the Capriani. And then, December 2022, 2011 at 5:36 a.m., there was a banging at my door. What did you see through the peephole? A furious puff. Objection. Ask another question. Miss Steiner, what was his movement? Pacing with something in his hand. Did you open the door? I did. What was he wearing? A button-down sweater, torn pants, and he was holding a G gun. He came into my apartment and said, why didn't you tell me? Who is Scott? I said, I don't know any Scott. What did he say? That he was going to K this a ninja. Where was the G? Capricorn said, in his hand. I said I didn't want to go. He said, I don't give a F what you want. Get dressed. Get dressed with the G in the hand. Get dressed, girl. You ain't got no choice. Puffy's the boss. I get what I want. What concerns did you have? He'd never come to my house. Did you try to escape? I got dressed. Who joined in? Ruben, the black Escalade executive class. Where was Ruben? A driver's seat. I got in the back seat, right-hand side. Mr. Combs was on the left next to me. Usually he would have sat in the front. G was in his lap. How long does it take to drive from your home to the time to Cuddy's house in Hollywood Hills? If you push 15-20 minutes, where did Mr. Combs and Rube do? What did they do? What did Mr. Combs and Rube do at Cuddy's house? They went in. Could you see in? Yes. What did you do? I called Cassie on her phone. So that's the witness that he was in his house. So she called her on the burner phone. I said, Cassie, where the F are you? I told her Puffy was at Cuddy's house. Then I changed her number and my phone to my best friend, Stormy. What did you hear on the phone? That Scott was at Cassie's. Uh-huh. Well, that Scott was at Cassie's. When Mr. Combs came back, he took my phone and called the last number. Then I saw Cuddy drive up, and Mr. Combs saw my face and said, there's that N right there. We drove off and saw the police. Oh, that's when they missed each other. This makes sense now to me. So basically, as Kid Cudi was pulling in, Puffy was just leaving the driveway. Drive the other way towards Cuddy's. Puff was pulling himself together. We stopped at the Key Club and he told me to call Cassie. What did he tell you to tell Cassie? Did he had me and wouldn't let me go? How did Miss Ventura respond? She said, okay, come get me. She was calm. Who drove you home? Ruben. Ruben. What did Mr. Combs then tell you? to convince Cuddy not to say that it had been him at his house. Oh, well, guess what? It failed. I picked up Cassie. Where did you go? We went to Cuddy and tried to convince him not to file a police report. What did you tell them? That Puff came to my house with a G. What did you tell them? He said, if you tell on him, he'll hurt us all. Here we go. What was Miss Cuddy's reaction? Capricorn Chronicles. Mind blown. And Gomes Agnifilus, a lawyer, goes, objection. The judge is like, sustained. Jury will disregard that he was mind blown. Assistant U.S. Attorney goes, what happened at the house? He was kicking Cassie again and again. How was Cassie? That's bad. In the fetal position, Mr. Combs kicked her all the way to the street. She was crying silently. Such a maniac, such a maniac. Oh gosh, disgusting. How do you kick someone like, what's wrong with you? See, did he? People like you need to be kicked. I hope they kick you in jail. I hope they get him in jail. He deserves that. For Cassie. So let's go. Where was he kicking her? Her backside. Where were you? 5 feet away. So was Ruben. So there you go. That's why she was forced to testify as a witness for the prosecution. She was a witness. She was also part of the enterprise. It was as an employee and as the human rights chart for employees, the violence against employees. I mean, all of that stuff kicks in. That's why these witnesses are the ones showing the pattern in the business of Diddy's securities involvement. Everybody's involved that works with him. Anyone who's close to him is involved. So they ask her, what did Mr. Combs say to you? He said, if you jump in, I am going to F you up too. What did Ruben do? Nothing. Who did you call? D-Rock. I told him, tell your brother to stop Buffy's kicking the shit out of her. I called Polly too. I said, he'd take care of it. But Ruben did nothing. What next? All the names. Polly, D-Rock, security. If they come in as witnesses for the prosecution, then that's it. It's almost checkmate. Mr. Combs told me to get the F out. 2. I left on foot. Could you still see her getting kicked until I went around the bend? Then who did you call? Regina Ventura, Cassie's mama. I told her he's kicking the shit out of your daughter. I can't call the police, but you can. Why didn't you call the police? You think your NDA is protecting you, and this is why everybody should know. Even if you sign an NDA, you are still liable by the law, not by the NDA. So if you do any crimes, well, you can be held complicit. The mission of the day was to get Cuddy, so no calling police. This email, who is it from? Cassie. She wrote that he would be releasing estates about me and he would have someone else hurt me and Scott Mescudi. Did you recall if you responded to this? I don't recall. Did law enforcement call you? Good question. Well, the arson investigators called her. Cuddy had given them my name. I hung up on them. I just wanted this over. What did Mr. Combs say to you? He said I should kill you, B. I should cut her face. How many times did Mr. Combs threaten you? I'd say 50 times, roughly. That's cute and horrible. Like, this is ridiculous. Your boss. I cannot even imagine working somewhere where my boss would even come close to even think of touching me. But forget about even saying a bad word. Or even one even whisper of a threat. I'm like, yeah, I could try that again. I'm so sorry for these ladies and working on their NDAs, and knowing your right is one of the main things when you become an adult. Doesn't matter who you work for, and I think that's one of the main things we should all learn. Your right and your duty to be in a safe workplace. This is what people need to learn. D-Rock was there. D-Rock was always there, just doubling down on whatever Puff was saying in the moment. Yeah, it's the heck of fish in the background. Who is Harvey Pierre? The president of Bad Boy Records, the king of all the bad boys. I told him Puff had kidnapped me. And there you go. Kidnapping charges comes in here. What did Harvey Pierre tell you? He said, that's crazy, but it's going to be okay. I got a termination notice. I was accused on not properly putting in for the vacation I was on. Bullshit. Really? This guy that doesn't even pay you what you should be paid. How had you put in yes to Harvey Pierre? Did you lose benefit? All of them. Health for 1K, my house, my car. Ooh. Well, this is what happens when you work for Black Excellence. You get poor, you leave with nothing. You build and you leave with nothing. What did Mr. Combs say? That I would never work again. That he would make me kill. Oops. Who would do that? Not case. Who? Yes. He said that, guys. Did you get a job offer? Well, of course, I bet you're a great employee. I did, but it fell through. I can get a job. Did you settle with Mr. Combs in 2012? Agnifilo objection. Of course, we can't talk about the settlement because always the federal government knows about any settlement and any MDAs. Can we approach? During the sidebar, there's court art of Capricorn Clark, courtesy of Inner City from the artist Elizabeth Williams. Oh, that's the pictures. Oh, pumpkin with love. Aside from that settlement agreement, do you have any other pending litigation against Mr. Combs? No. Did you go back to work for him? 2016, no one else would hire me. Cassie had new record deal with Epic. Who did you have? How did you have to get approval? Who did you have to get approval from? Sean Combs. Cassie was taking more D. Was she still dating Combs? Of course, she's working. She's dating too. She's a dating working girl. A.K.A. What is it called? Fantasy girl names. Yes, anyways, she goes. In 2023, why did you retain an attorney? I was traumatized by Cassie's civil complaint. Oh, really? In 2023, why did you retain an attorney? She was traumatized by Cassie's civil complaint. Of course, she was in trouble. Her complaint did not reference me. I reached out to Mr. Combs and said, I want my life back. You kidnapped me. Mr. Combs, objection overruled. Was there a discussion on you working for Mr. Combs again? Yes, as a chief of staff. When did you last speak to Miss Ventura? 2018. And Mr. Cuddy, Miss Cuddy, 2012. No further question. Judge breaks. Co-Magnifilo is like, can I start? All excited. Judge like, well, we're taking a break. Calm down. Judge goes, Miss Clark, you are still under oath. We met in April 2024. You had a lawyer, Brian Friedman. Capricorn Clark goes, yes, you wanted to come back and work with Mr. Combs, right? We discussed it, yes. There was a deal between us. Agnifilo goes, you saw Miss Gragos taking notes? Yes. You said you didn't think Cassie was going for Mr. Combs. Why? I just thought they were toxic. Tell me about when you were in NY, New York. I was in the Bronx. I hated it. It was 2002. I met Jeanette and then Mr. Combs in 2001 was the World Trade Center thing. And then I met Mr. Combs. Agnifilo goes, he was doing D, right? He did X in Daddy's house. But it got worse. Yes. You authorized Mr. Freeman to seek a job for you. It was all very procedural, lawyer to lawyer, but you were told you couldn't be given a job in the middle of the investigation. I don't remember that. Agnifilo goes, read this and let me know when you're done. Do you remember saying you had the biggest crush on him? Objection 403. Mr. Agnifilo goes, state of mind, he goes. It's being offered for the truth. We had a stipulation on this sidebar. They're back, so they have to go figure out why. So they say, you called him Chalk for chocolate? Oh, Lord. Don't ruin the chocolate now. Guys, I think I'm going to have to leave it there. They just ruined my chocolate. Clark goes, I did. Ugh. You started with Def Jam, Run DMC. I don't go back that far. I'm more Foxy Brown, Redline, Jay-Z. Agnifilo is like, so how did you come to work for Mr. Combs? I put my resume on Monsters after the World Trade Center thing. He said, you'd work for me. I was like, maybe. He was acting on Broadway in Raising in the Sun. I was impressed. Agnifilo goes, he had a major part. Who cares? I've never even seen it. It's not that major. She goes, he was a star. Yeah, she was star-struck for sure. She was in love or something. She was goo-goo gaga. Then Clark is like, of course, we got to be honest, right? Maybe Clark, she did like him. And that's why she decided to ignore certain things, right? But yeah, then I shadowed him on the Vote or Die campaign. My job was to get the t-shirt on the celebrities and into the photo shoot. I'd call them and see Puff wanted them to come. Combs Agnifilo goes, and they came. Yeah, they did. How long before the jewelry missing thing? It was about 4 months. On the 4th of July, he threw a white party in his home and on the Hampton that year with Vote or Die. Vote or Die. Oh, is that the campaign with Barack Obama? I'm wondering. Oh boy. And you think Trump's going to pardon you? I'm going to have to check that. Okay, let's go back and finish this a little bit. Agnifilo goes, when did the jewel missing happen? July 4th. After July 4th. The jewels were still on a loan from Jacob the jeweler. Agnifilo goes, who else got the lie detector? Might be his stylist. He too had gone to street level, blah, 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 for a manicure. Kidnapping lie detector. The lie detector test was the next day. You never told HR. She goes, no. I got fired for 3 weeks. Oh, that's when she had to go back after. How did you get unfired? So weird working with Diddy. Fired, I'm fired every day. Get the fuck out. You stay here. What kind of boss, let me tell you, has no business tact whatsoever. He's a savage. CC says, I went to work for his 35th birthday at Capriani to the celebrity list. I came back. 2004, 2006. Not at all. A personal assistant. And then a liaison. I was making $65K for combs, then $90 at Chives. Agnifilo goes, why would you come back to Combs? CC, I had gotten top records. R. Kelly, Mr. Combs said he was impressed. Asked me to come back for Sean John for women. Another bribe. Come back here. Well, Capricorn Clark, baby, I hope you're happy and living in peace now and enjoy your life and ignore these piece of shit. And obviously you knew he wasn't a real man. But your testimony was definitely appreciated. Gets to touch up on everybody else's same pattern of behavior working for Combs as being implicated and then mistreated, abused, forced, coerced, kidnapping, art, violence. Oh my God. Probably witnessing crimes, but let's keep going. This is all alleged, and I will be back hopefully tomorrow if it's not too nice, the weather, and I don't want to go for a drive. But we'll continue. This trial is not over yet. We'll catch up. So with that, let me see. Thank you for joining me on the reveal. Yes, sadly, it's the end of our evening. With that, I would like to say, see you next tube time, next tube channel. I'm your host, Madem-Oiselle, and have a good night.